Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Mostly Low Budget Movie Reviews. I am your host, Clarence. Thank you for tuning in. In today's episode, I have the current #1 trending movie on Netflix, which is the new Kevin Hart movie called The Man from Toronto. It's also starring Woody Harrelson, and I think the last time I saw him, he was in that zombie movie, the sequel, Zombie Land, I think it was called. But anyway, I'm kind of interested to see exactly what kind of role this is for him. So what is this one about? Well, we start out with Kevin's character, Teddy, showing off a bunch of subpar to poor ideas. We get the impression he's a bit of a screw-up. He plans to get away for his wife's birthday, but the confirmation paper he printed it on is faded due to a low toner issue. Meanwhile, there's this hitman interrogator called the Man from Toronto, which is Harrelson's character, that has a job in a cabin in the same location in Virginia. Due to the faded paper, Teddy goes to the wrong cabin, and they think he is the Man from Toronto. So some stuff happens, spoiler free, and now the authorities need him to continue to be the Man from Toronto to get the bad guys. Meanwhile, the Man from Toronto, the actual Man from Toronto, is on his trail trying to figure out what happened and how to fix it and finish the job. And that's where I'll stop, because that's pretty much the movie in a nutshell. So what did the pros think? Well, they came in at a 26%, with the audience at a 54% on the Rotten scale, as of this recording anyway. And what did I think? Well, let's start with the positives. You're going to get exactly what you expect from this. It's Hart doing the buddy comedy thing, this time with Woody. He's that bumbling idiot character doing the physical comedy slapstick stuff, and Woody plays the straight man. And they have some really good chemistry. Woody does have comedy chops, so his timing's pretty good when he has to do his one-liner thing. Something that did surprise me, though, was the action. There was this one action sequence in a gym that rose above what you normally would get in these kind of comedy action movies. The first act was pretty solid, and it was pretty typical, but, you know, the setup was good for what it was. However, that's where my negatives start. And I started by saying, you're going to get what you expect from this, and I'm going to continue by saying, in the negative side, you're going to get exactly what you expect from this. One thing they did, they tried to do way too much. There's a bunch of characters in this, and this side plot with his wife's birthday that they kept trying to show us and keep us up to date with, which wasn't really necessary. It was just too much. Then the movie was super long. I mean, this is almost 2 hours. I mean, they really could have gone crazy with the editing on this one. That whole birthday dinner scene, they could have lost that. All that could have been gone. They finished the mission, and then the movie goes on for like another 25 minutes. I mean, I can think of another way if they wanted to keep that last 25 by cutting 20 minutes of the actual mission. But probably the most egregious thing that this movie gets wrong, it's just not that funny. A lot of these gags you've seen before, which, you know, are typical for this kind of movie, but it just felt a little phoned in. And let me go on a little rant here about Kevin Hart. And I honestly think Kevin should take a break from these kind of comedic roles. I just don't feel like the passion is in his performances. Now that I've seen him in movies like Fatherhood, for example, which is another Netflix movie, where he plays a single father, and he played that more on the drama side with some levity to it, and he was really good in that. And then he went all the way on the drama side in that series on Netflix, True Story. And again, it wasn't perfect. It was a little melodramatic in parts, but he gave some pretty solid monologues in that I was like, wow, okay, Kevin can, you know, get the drama chops up when he needs to. Especially the one where he, you know, but right before he kills this guy, spoiler free, and he explains how people take him for granted because he's the funny guy, the comedian. But anyway, I think he should do what Adam Sandler's done. And, I mean, he knows the comedy pays the bill, so Adam Sandler still cranks out those comedy things that are a mixed bag at best. But he mixes in some really good roles and gets to do some different things. Like, Uncut Gems is one of his best non-comedic roles. And recently, he was really good in Hustle, where you can see the passion in that project because he really loves basketball and he was trying to get an authentic feel to it. So that showed in the finished project. But anyway, enough of that rant. Let me bottom line this one for you. Did I enjoy it? It was okay for me, but I'm going to give it a 55% on the Rotten scale. I'm really not going to go out and endorse it because, I mean, like I said, it is what you expect. You've seen this movie before, and literally, I mean, you've seen Kevin Hart in this exact role multiple times. Now, if you want more of the same, then this one won't disappoint. Like I said, it's a mediocre buddy comedy with a few laughs, a decent action scene. The movie's way too long. They do way too much with all these characters to keep up with. So again, as long as you understand what this is, you will be fine. But don't expect a bunch of clever jokes or to laugh out loud a bunch of times, because you're not going to get that here. Again, this is Kevin Hart doing the typical Kevin Hart stuff. And if you're still a huge fan of that, which there are a lot of people out there that are still super big fans of him just doing slapstick comedy stuff, then yeah, by all means, you're going to like this way more than I did. It's going to rate much higher for you than it did for me. But if you're kind of getting burnt out on Kevin Hart doing this thing, then yeah, you really don't need to see this one at all. And with that being said, I'm going to close it out right here. If this is the first time, don't make it your last. This has been a Podbean production, mostly low-budget movie reviews with Clarence. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Up on all streaming platforms. Definitely go and check out the TikTok as well. Again, I got exclusive content coming over there that you're not going to get here. And, the other way around. But, yeah, thank you once again. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.